I would say if you want to start journaling, it's such a powerful practice. I cannot overstate how life-changing it is if you do this every day. The most important thing is to connect with how you're feeling and to get to know yourself, because that's the way that you're going to manifest your dream self. That is basically what a dream self journey is. Getting to know yourself, working out who even am I? What motivates me? What are things that I need to work on? What's something I could do better tomorrow? It's a really exciting process. Hello, welcome. We're talking about how to manifest your dream life, become your dream self through journaling. Journaling is such a powerful tool. If you don't do it already, I would really urge you to start. I talk about it a lot on my channel because I think it has really been the key point in me getting my life together in terms of my emotional health and identifying what things I need to work on. I started journaling when I was in rehab. My cousin sent me a lovely journal, and we're going to go into whether it's better to get a structured journal, you know, something like the 5-minute journal, or to just use a notebook and come up with your own journal prompts. I think both methods are really effective, but I started off using a structured journal that my cousin sent me in rehab, and obviously rehab in itself was a whole other journey in terms of becoming a better version of myself and really dealing with some deep-rooted problems. That was where I started journaling every day, not journaling just to vent my feelings or to describe what happened that day, but journaling with an intention of getting in touch with my feelings and working out what triggered me to lash out at someone or why I felt upset about something. Like, it is such a powerful tool and it can help you manifest your dream life. One way of journaling that is really effective in terms of manifesting your dream life is scripting. I've talked about it before because it is such a fun thing. Like, aside from the effects that it will have in terms of bringing about this version of your life that you want to create, it is just really fun to do. It offers you a bit of escape. Scripting is writing something as if you already are your dream self. So I like to do a day in my life, and I will say I wake up at this time, the sun is coming through the windows, I sit at my desk and I work, I say hi to my dog, make some tea, I make some nice lunch. Whatever your dream life is, maybe yours involves going to the gym or going into the office, mine involves working from home. Scripting isn't something that you have to do every day, but it is such a powerful thing. I type it because it's easier to write on my laptop, and then I can write more quickly than writing by hand. Even things that I wrote recently, I can see them coming to fruition in my life right now. And that's not because scripting is something magic or there's something supernatural about it necessarily. It's more to do with connecting yourself to the feeling that you want to create with your dream life. So I've scripted about writing and having a job where I can work from home writing, and things are happening in my life right now that are really moving me in that direction, and it's so exciting and it's so heartening to see that vision that I have of my life that I scripted come to fruition. Scripting is about connecting to the feeling of being in that state. So when I'm saying I script my daily routine and I write, I wake up at this time, the sun looks like this, I see my dog, I make myself a nice cup of tea. The reason to pick out those details and be specific is to create a really vivid picture, the same way that it's a good idea to describe details that use all of your senses. So a cup of tea is good because it's not only warming, it's also going to taste a certain way. This is green tea, but maybe you like coffee, maybe you like peppermint tea. It's connecting you to different senses. The same with the sun coming in through the window. It looks a certain way. If you sit in that sun, it will feel warm. If you walk across the wooden floor with bare feet, you're going to feel the sun has warmed the floor. Connecting to senses will make a more vivid picture and really get you into the scene. I love creative writing, so scripting I really view in that way. I view it as an exercise in creative writing. I put on a timer and I just describe what my dream life is, and as I say, things are happening now in my life that are moving me closer to that dream reality that I've been scripting, and it's so exciting. Let me try and describe the feeling. It's a sense of feeling grounded. Like, I don't feel like things are running away with me. Things are snowballing and happening, which is really amazing. But I don't feel overwhelmed by anything. Things just seem to be happening in the way that they're supposed to. Everything feels easy. It feels like I'm following the right path. It just feels right. And that's been really cool to experience. Scripting is also really powerful because you're writing as if you already have something. So as if you're already living out your dream life. And that brings us nicely on to gratitude. Gratitude plays a huge part in scripting. Whenever I'm scripting, I will always intersperse my descriptions of my day and all of the little details, like we said, the details that include all of my senses. I will always intersperse those details with a sentence or two just being like, I'm so grateful to have this in my life, or I'm so grateful for where I live, or I'm so grateful for my schedule, I'm so grateful for my morning routine, I'm so grateful for this, thank you God for this, I'm so grateful for all of this, I'm so grateful to be living my dream life. Gratitude is really important because gratitude in scripting, it means you already have something. When you sit down to eat, you might say grace, or you might just say thank you to the person who prepared you your food. So if you're meeting a friend in a cafe for breakfast and someone brings your food, you say thank you. You ordered your food has arrived, you're grateful for that, and then you enjoy your nice breakfast with your friend. Gratitude means you already have something. And if we're talking about manifesting your dream self, gratitude is an integral part of that, because gratitude means you already have it. Manifesting something is acting as if you already have something, or having a very clear vision of what you want and then taking steps, taking action to get closer to that thing, and acting with real intention, with a real sense of knowledge and surety that you're gonna get to that place, whether it's you want to get to a certain job, or you want to live in a certain place, you want to learn something, like change something about yourself. These things are all possible. So when you're scripting, you're writing as if you already have something and you're grateful for it. This is really powerful. And it's the same reason that gratitude journaling is really powerful. Whatever you put your attention on grows. So if you are writing a gratitude list every day, which is what I do, either in my head or more often I will include it when I'm writing and journaling every day. And I've talked about gratitude before on my channel because it really is life-changing. When you are looking for things to be grateful for, when you're building this habit of gratitude, what you focus on grows. You keep finding things to be grateful for, even little things that you may have taken for granted before. Whether it is, oh, I've got a south-facing room, so I've got lots of sunshine. Or I'm grateful that I have this nice shampoo. I'm grateful for my makeup. I'm grateful for my perfume. I'm grateful for my phone, or I'm grateful for my headphones, my laptop, my external hard drive. You probably have so much to be grateful for that you may be taking for granted, because it's so easy when we're trying to manifest our dream life or create this dream reality for ourselves. It's really easy to get caught up in what we don't have, or the fact that we're not there yet. And gratitude helps you correct that and helps you to pay attention to what you do have. And as you pay attention to what you do have and you're grateful for that, you will notice you have so many more things to be grateful for. It's like looking at a map and the map gets bigger every time you look. There's just like so much there. And that plays in nicely. You may have heard when people talk about manifesting this phrase, it's already yours. That's what gratitude is. When you're being grateful for something, it's already yours. You already have it. So not only using gratitude when you're scripting, but just writing a daily gratitude list, taking a minute out of your day to do that before bed. Think through it in your head while you're brushing your teeth. Think through it in your head before you're going to sleep or when you're walking to the station. Doing that, having that habit of doing a gratitude list is going to help you manifest your dream self, because gratitude is such a powerful feeling state to be in, and it will just make your life so much better in ways that you won't really believe. It has such a powerful cumulative effect. It will build up over time, and you'll reach a point where you look back, say you've been doing your gratitude list for a month. You'll look back and look at where you started versus where you are now, and you'll notice little shifts in your mindset. Maybe you're able to handle things better under stress. Maybe you can live in uncertainty in a way that you weren't able to before and it really bothered you, but now you can handle it because you have gratitude. You're grounded in this gratitude for all of the things that you have, and you're less focused on the things that you can't control, less focused on the things that you don't have but you wish you had. You're just focused on what you have, and you're trusting that everything is working as it should. It is a really, really powerful thing. So I really encourage you, like I said, take a minute to do a gratitude list, and in a month see where you're at. Really commit to it and you will see results. This is a really powerful way to manifest your dream self through journaling. So we've talked about two of my favourite ways to journal, scripting and doing a daily gratitude list. I love these both so much. The other thing that can be really helpful is free writing. This kind of exercise is great if you have a lot on your mind, there's so much going on and you can't think straight. I tend to do this when I'm really angry or upset, or even if I just have lots going on, like I feel like there's so much on my to-do list, or I just have way too many things that I'm trying to keep track of in my mind, whether it's stuff that I'm dealing with emotionally or practical things like to-do list stuff. Free writing is where you just brain dump basically and get rid of all of that noise. It really helps to quiet down all of the stuff that's happening in here. So just put on a 10-minute timer, open any kind of blank page on your laptop, whether you have Word or Google Docs or even just like your notepad on your laptop, it doesn't matter. And then just write continuously for 10 minutes. And if that sounds intimidating, the way you can often get started with this is just type over and over again, I don't know what to write, or I don't know what I'm thinking, I'm free writing, I'm free writing, I'm free writing. Just type things repeatedly and all of the thoughts will start coming up. You'll start being like, I'm really upset because this person said this, or I feel really overwhelmed because I didn't make clear that I wasn't able to do this and now I'm expected to do this. Everything will start coming out. Don't pay attention to grammar, like don't try and write in sentences. It's supposed to be just stream of consciousness. As things come into your mind, you type them out. So this really has to be done typed. Don't try and write this because you're not going to be able to write quickly enough to keep up with all of the things that are going to come to your mind. The reason that this exercise, free writing, is so effective if we're trying to become our dream self, manifest our dream life, is because it lets you unburden yourself of all of that stuff that's going on in your head. Because in your dream version of your life, your best version of yourself, you're probably not rushing around frantically feeling stressed about things. You're probably not feeling overwhelmed. You're probably not questioning yourself or thinking that you aren't assertive enough. My dream self is self-assured. She is unapologetically herself. She doesn't try and pretend to be anyone else. She can handle difficult situations. She doesn't get carried away with things and let negative things or setbacks or whatever dominate the day and make her feel bad. My dream self doesn't do these things. Writing in this way, free writing, it gives you a way to express all of the stuff that's going on in your head and not let it hold you back anymore, because when there is a lot happening in your mind, it can colour the rest of the day. Like, you can get caught up in all of that noise instead of focusing on what can I do next, or what do I need to do now? Those are some exercises that I think can be really helpful in terms of manifesting our dream self, becoming our dream self through journaling. It's such a powerful practice, and I cannot overstate how effective it is and how life-changing it is if you do this every day. The next thing I want to talk about is the maybe more traditional type of journaling that you are familiar with. It might be something in the form of the 5-minute journal, some structured journal like that. The idea of having a journal where you just write down what happened today or how you're feeling, not with any kind of goal to emotionally release things like with free writing, or any kind of goal to step into your dream life like with scripting, but just journaling about the way you feel can also help you manifest your dream self, because it's connecting you with your feelings and helping you work out what's happening and how you're dealing with things, how you're coping, what you can do better. So I said at the beginning that I got started in earnest with journaling with a structured journal. I love the one that my cousin got me when I was in rehab. I'm so grateful that they got me that. It is a really beautiful notebook and I loved using it. It was for 6 months. I may treat myself to another one. The benefit to having a journal that is structured like that is you then just have to fill it in. You don't have to think of what prompts am I going to use, like what questions am I going to ask myself, what things do I want to journal about today. It will give you all of that. So all you have to do is concentrate on connecting with how you're feeling and answering the questions that are in the journal. So particularly as a beginner, those kinds of journals are really helpful because it's an introduction to journaling. You don't have to, as I say, find prompts or anything. It's all there for you. And through doing that every day, filling in that journal, it gets you into the habit of journaling and helps you realise that maybe this is something that is really effective. And if you do get a structured one, oftentimes they might have inspiring quotes in there. They might have questions that you can fill out at the end of the week. The journal that I used had end of week discovery questions. If I can find a link for it, I will link it below because I love that journal so much. Even I see it still on my shelf because I've got a whole shelf in my room of all my journals that I've used, and I look at it and I'm just like, oh, I love it so much. And that's the thing as well with buying one that is already structured. There's something just nice and aesthetic about it. It will sit on your bedside table. It just looks nice. You don't have to get a structured journal. You can buy plenty of lovely notebooks. There are so many, like the choice is endless in terms of notebooks. If you just wanted to get a blank notebook and then journal in that. The one that I'm using at the moment is a Lord of the Rings one, which I really like. And every time I pick it up, I'm just like, oh, this is great. I love this notebook. It feels so nice to write in a nice notebook. I would say if you want to start journaling, don't put so much emphasis on the notebook. Like it does make a difference. Like it can be a nice thing, but just use what you have. The most important thing with this is to connect with how you're feeling and to get to know yourself, because that's the way that you're going to manifest your dream self. Getting to know yourself. That is basically what a dream self journey is. It's working out, who even am I? What motivates me? What are my good qualities? What are things that I need to work on? What's something I could do better tomorrow? It's a really exciting process. If you don't want to use a structured journal, you don't want to spend money on that, you have a notebook already, just a blank one that you can use, there are some helpful prompts. I really like Today I Feel, and then listing all of the emotions that I felt. That really helps me keep track of how things are going, and also remind myself that I can feel so many things in a day, and if I have a bad morning, that doesn't mean that the rest of the day is going to be bad. I can be sad, but I can also be happy in the same day. You can be irritated and annoyed, but also joyful and grateful in the same day. Otherwise, you can ask yourself questions like, what are 3 things I can do today to embody my dream self? What would my dream self do in this situation? If you're dealing with something difficult, think, how would my dream self act? How would the best version of me handle this? And then you can approach that situation from that perspective of, I'm going to try and be the highest version of myself today. I'm going to be the best version of myself. I'm going to embody my dream self today. And depending on the situation, that will be wildly different. That might look like, actually, today I'm going to take a step back from things and just rest, because that's what my dream self would do. She would be confident enough and in touch with herself enough to know that this is a time now that I need to rest. I don't need to do anything. I don't need to stress. I need some time to myself to rest. Or it might look like my dream self would not let people walk all over her, so she's going to respond firmly to this person trying to encroach on her boundaries. Or my dream self would summon up her last reserves of strength and clean her room, even if she doesn't feel like doing it. That way as well, when you're asking yourself these questions and just journaling about it, that is moving you closer to your dream reality, because you're then taking action from a place of this ideal version of yourself. You're thinking, how would ideal me act? How would my dream self act? How would the best version of myself act on my best day? What would be happening? You think about that, you write about that, you are specific about it, and then you act that out and you do that, and that is how you're going to become your dream self, is by taking that action every day. And journaling can help you connect with that and get specific about that, and through the action, manifest your dream self. The action of journaling itself connects me with the feeling of being my dream self, because it is something that I wouldn't have imagined that I would make time for. It's an act of self-care for me to reflect on what's happening and to take that time for myself to write about stuff, because things can get busy and it's very easy to be like, oh, I'll do that tomorrow. I don't have time to sit for 10 minutes and write about these things. But for the reasons I want to list, journaling is really important. The habit itself feels cinematic. It feels like self-care. There's something about writing that feels really cinematic, and I'm not really sure why. I guess it really brings you into the present moment because you're focused on what you're writing and how you've been feeling, thinking things through. I guess it depends if you're going to journal in the morning, but sometimes if I'm journaling in the morning or just writing in the morning and the sun is coming through the window in a particular way, it feels like I'm having a moment. I'm like, oh, this is what life is. It's just a really nice, peaceful moment where I'm reconnecting with myself. Similarly, in the evening, you can have a moment like that where you're all cozy. Maybe you've got some fairy lights on or a candle going and you're writing, and particularly as well if you're doing a gratitude list or including gratitude in your journaling, you can think back on your day and be like, oh wow, I have so much to be grateful for. I'm living my dream life. Like, this current version of myself is an iteration of my dream self. We can often think that it's got to be in the future, like you're always working towards this thing, which yes, in certain physical ways, I'm sure you are. You may want to live in a certain place, or you may want a certain job, or to look a certain way, or you want a certain wardrobe, or to learn a particular skill. So physically, you don't have these things yet, but it's important to remember that whatever stage you're at now, in the process of getting that physical thing, what you're living now is still a version of your dream life. It's a version that past you would probably look at and be like, oh wow, I can't believe you've come so far. I can't believe that I'm more emotionally regulated. I can't believe that this is my routine, or, you know, things can change a lot. Acknowledge that how you're living now to a past version of yourself, there's probably so much in alignment with your dream life already, even if you keep thinking, oh, I'm not there yet, or I don't have this thing yet. And depending on what your version of your dream self is, but I'm guessing if you clicked on this video about becoming your dream self through journaling, the act of journaling itself then is you becoming your dream self. If you are thinking you either want to start journaling or you want to learn different ways of journaling, or you're interested in this video about manifesting your dream self through journaling, to you, I'm guessing, journaling is something your dream self would be doing. So if you were to journal today, get your notebook out or open a blank Word document on your laptop and start writing. Just you doing that and you journaling today, that is an act of you being your dream self. Do you see how powerful that is? This series, Dream Self Diaries, is all about the healthy habits you can develop and how you can shift your mindset to embody your dream self today. And journaling is one of those things that you can do to embody your dream self today. And once that clicks for you, then it's not a chore, it's not difficult. You're then not journaling with an outcome. Like there's a danger, for example, with scripting, to be writing this and being like, I'm only doing this because this is what I want, and if I write it, then it will happen. But you have to be connecting with the feeling of it, but also be able to detach from it and just to enjoy the process itself, as opposed to doing it only for the outcome or doing it with a mind to getting something out of it. Like you will get so much out of it, but what you will get out of it comes from the process, as well as hopefully then the things that will manifest from your scripting. This is getting complicated, but I hope you can see what I'm trying to say. The habit itself, the act of journaling itself, is being your dream self. It's acting how your dream self would act. So exciting. On a more practical note, journaling is also helpful in becoming your dream self because you can then keep track of things. So I do a weekly review and a monthly review where I look back on what's happened and try and take some lessons from it and be constructive about maybe the things that didn't go so well, and kind of lovingly look at that and be like, okay, I didn't handle that so well. What can I change in the future to make sure that if this same thing happens, I can handle that a bit better? And equally, doing that monthly review or a weekly review helps you to celebrate any successes. It's so important to celebrate your wins. We can sometimes put ourselves down or dismiss our achievements because we don't think they're that important. Again, maybe because we have this version of our dream self or our dream life, our dream reality, and we're thinking, well, this small thing, you know, maybe I managed to go for a run today, or maybe I had like a pamper self-care evening where I did like a face mask and I had a bath and maybe I painted my nails. Like, that's a small thing, and you can be like, well, who cares? This doesn't matter. This isn't getting me closer to my dream reality. This isn't like a practical thing that I'm doing to make change, but it's really important to celebrate the small wins. I'm all about the little things on this channel because the little things have so much power. I talked about how gratitude lists, doing one of them every day, that's such a small thing, but it's going to have such a big impact if you keep doing it. The little things are what's going to give you momentum, because once you start something and you build it up slowly, it starts as a small thing, but then you're able to build on that. That's going to result in big changes. Doing a review as well means that you can be specific and plan your goals, because if you're doing a monthly review every month, you know there's going to be accountability next month. You might say, I'm going to do all of these things this month. Maybe at the start of November, you're going to write down all of the things you want to achieve in November. You will know that by December, when you do your end of November review, you're going to look back at those goals that you set at the start of November, and there will be accountability, and you will look and see, did I do these things? What progress have I made? And that thought will keep you motivated and keep you focused on your goal, because that is the way that you're going to manifest anything. It's to move with intention and to remind yourself constantly of the goals that you have, because by reminding yourself of those goals through journaling, through a habit tracker, through a vision board, you're going to be able to act every day intentionally to be able to reach those goals. Journaling helps you see your progress. It helps give you a vision. I cannot say enough good things about it. It has been for me such a life-changing thing. So I wanted to do this whole video talking about how to manifest your dream life, because journaling is such a fundamental tool for doing that. It can really, really help you, and I hope you'll give some of these things a go. I have a whole journaling playlist on my channel, so I will link that if you want to check that out. Thank you so much for watching Dream Self Diaries, a series I'm doing on this channel which is dedicated to helping you develop healthy habits and level up your mindset so that you can embody your dream self today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.